Ladies and gents,
this is the moment you have been waiting for. This is the greatest show.
Sweat soaking through the floor.
Franklin! This is Buddy Franklin! This is the greatest showman!
Of the 12,000 people who have played AFL, VFL football, not one is a greater footballing athlete than Lance Franklin.
Franklin stays down, crumbs it, bends it. Oh, my goodness, that's got cream dripping off it.
I love him when he's on the hunt, when he's chasing and sniffing out a goal. No one loves it more than him. He's aggressive in his hunt, beautiful in his execution.
But he's still going. But he's still going. He's unstoppable.
How can you not love the bud, the long bombs, imposing presence? The man's got it all.
Buddy Franklin goes back. Advantages paid. It's a one-man backlash. He's away. Man running back towards the goal square. Needs to be closer. He can't bounce it through. He kicks it through on the full.
The legend becomes immortal. 1,000 goals from a modern forward. Look at these scenes.
Might not be over yet. 5 seconds to... Oh, he let it bounce. 13! 13!
Buddy Franklin is the reason I go to the football.
Lance Franklin joins the 100 club.
We have a media pass, but I'd be happy to pay money to see Buddy.
He might try for a 70-metre goal. And he really would be worth all the money they're paying him. Give him a longer contract. What a kick.
This is the greatest show.
This is the greatest show.
And like that, he was gone.
Oh, 20 seasons of magic. Oh, it was a... geez, those highlights, that was a...
Yeah.
Fair dinkum. I could have sat here for the next hour and just watched Lance Franklin highlights. He could do things that no other player could do. To have Dunstall and Dermot Brereton and Jason Dunstall, Gary Lyon, Jonathan Brown, talking about how much they are in love with the presence and aura of Buddy Franklin, as well as his ability to play the game, says plenty. And there's always a sense of sadness when the greats go. It's like a sign that we're all getting old, but we've all seen the start of Franklin and the end of Franklin, and in between he produced this career of astonishment. Really, he did. The calls make some of the moments. And I'm sure you've had hundreds, mate. I'm sure you have. But, you know, Hutto's 13 and Bruce McAvaney was ringing in my ears today about Franklin, and he was a special player.
He's frustrated. You can see the frustration on his face.
The mask that he'd been putting on was so clever. You know, he was hiding from us. I did know that things were weighing on him.
I'm angry, I'm upset for Alistair Clarkson, who's a great person, an absolute icon of our game, an ambassador for our football club in every way, shape or form.
The game is shamed, and there's one particular party out there that was the catalyst for all this that haven't been investigated at all. Their governance and conduct in this whole thing, the Hawthorn Football Club, just shameful.
Yeah, I think that was a window into his mindset prior to the time, and you got a good feel for the animosity he's got towards the Hawthorn Football Club. The club that he served for 17 years, 4 premierships, had such an influence on so many people within that footy club. For a process to unfold and such serious allegations to be had and have no reply to that process has been enormously hurtful to him.
The resolution's part of it, but the damage that's done by 8 months of silence and of the things that have gone on in the background, that's going to take longer to heal.
He needs procedural fairness, and he hasn't received it. He just has not got that so far.
This is supposed to be a fair process. It's been a fair balls up, I'd say.
And the constant pouring on other stuff around it of recent times, he felt like there was no reprieve.
They've just slowly destroyed the fabric of this guy.
Is Tassie specifically, if you get the federal government funding for the stadium, the 19th licence is a done deal?
It needs to go to the presidents, and I was really clear with them today, we're not trying to run ahead of that process. I would say I think there's a broad level of support, but we need to square that away with them. But the big piece outstanding in getting their support is the stadium, and that's down to this funding piece.
There's a spirit here, hard to describe, impossible to ignore. We're all born with it. This fight, this gravel-rash grit, this devil-like determination, this holy Tasmanian spirit. It's what defines us all. Now the time has come to unleash this spirit on the great game.
Are you optimistic with the Feds?
I can't ever see any point in being optimistic on anything, really. It's got
1,000 to 1 to 6 to 1?
Probably about right.
I thought you were going to say 6 to 4.
Oh, if I do that, then you know I've lost my mind. That's when I'm being careful with.
You were in shock.
This is going to take every ounce of spirit we can muster for this one final push. The last in our lifetime, perhaps the last ever. The time for dreaming is done. The time has come. Join the last push to play on.
We spoke about illicit drugs broadly, pertaining to you, an individual at your football club who's well known to everyone. His name's Clayton Oliver. He's got a long and lucrative contract ahead of him. Can I ask you pointedly, does Clayton Oliver have an illicit substance problem?
Clayton Oliver's got some personal challenges, and that's the best way we can describe it. It's a very complex situation that we've got going on with Clayton, and clearly those challenges have been ongoing for multiple years. This is something that hasn't just reared its head in recent times. This is something that's been ongoing for our footy club and ongoing for our team for a number of years. And we're working incredibly closely with Clayton right now and building the best people around him and care around him to deal with his complex personal issues. But what Clayton needs to be really clear on is that we now have some minimum standards of behaviour that we want him to adhere to. And if he can't come along with our culture, there will be some consequences that come with that. And we need to be in a position where we can drive our high performance culture. And Clayton's a big part of that. And he'll either come with us because it's teams that have great behaviour, great clarity on what it's expected, great behaviours, ultimately have success. And there's no individual that sits above that. And we're going to build that around Clayton.
Suddenly Petrarca, who's a thumping kick, buys himself a metre or two. He kicks it long. It's really long. I don't think it's been touched.
Review complete. Looking at these angles, there is insufficient evidence to determine if the ball is touched. Decision on scoreboard.
It's a really tough one. I don't mind it the way it is at the moment. I think our game's a ripping game. We don't need to do much to make it any better. Just hope that doesn't happen to us, because I am probably one of the most one-eyed Crow supporters at the moment, and I just think we get cheated every week.
Keys could be the goal of his life. Opens it up, bangs it a goal. He's got it. One for the ages.
Hooks it back, kicks on its way. He's got it. Unbelievable scenes. Snaps around Keezy, goes there. Oh no! Snaps on the left. He's there.
No! It's touched the post. They're celebrating. They don't know.
Oh no! Point. Hit the post. Go. Look at this. Ben Keys is saluting with the front row, but Sydney have the ball. It's hit the post. No, it's hit the post. It's hit the post. I don't believe it.
I'll call a point.
The post. It's a point.
It was a goal umpiring decision that should have been reviewed, and that was a mistake. I want to say conclusively that if the decision had been reviewed, it would have been overturned. And it would have been a goal.
Siren, one for the ages. The crowd boo.
An unbelievable fight.
look at the game and we sit down and go, how did we lose this game of footy? We lost it in quarter 1 and 2.
If there was a score review, you'd be looking at a loss.
Is that?
Looks that way.
What is it?
Not sure who broke a mirror this year or what we've done, but we just don't seem to be able to find a way to win those. Or maybe we just got to be a little bit better.
That's it. That is definitive. There is no grey area there. The league cannot say it was grey. They have to say we got it wrong, and it is costing a team a berth in the finals.
Leaves a real sour taste in your mouth, to be honest. It's as big a mistake as I can remember.
And we can't get that right. That's kid stuff.
I want to acknowledge that there was a mistake, and I want to take accountability for the mistake on behalf of the league.
We're so disappointed, and we've got to hold the AFL to account. We hold ourselves to account, and all businesses run the ruler over how can they improve. We need to do the same because, we've been mistreated. We feel this is unfair.
The crowd has seen the replay and they are furious. It's cheated and robbed.
Swans win by the barest possible margin.